Hey, what's up everybody? BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so I'm walking past Chick-fil-A, but I think I'm going to walk past it today. Save the money. That stuff ain't that cheap, to be honest with you. But yeah, man, it's a good day. Good day. I only got 25 minutes to talk, so I figured I'd give you guys a little bit of something, and then hopefully the other videos will upload so I can get back to it. But yeah, man. I don't want to say. I have no idea. It's a Laker video. No idea, man. But I hope everybody's having a great day in regards to everything that has to go on in your personal life, man. As for myself, just another day at it, man. Got the room coming up tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. And you know, just thinking positively, man. Of course, it's my responsibility on my channel to continue to speak about what's going on in Gaza, man. So I think I'll go into what it is that I've heard and seen pictures of, which is pretty devastating. An Apache helicopter, 50 people, man. Shot up a bunch of them. 50 of them allegedly were deceased in the situation. And so, you know, just the beat goes on with that, you know. Meanwhile, Rolling Stone is reporting that AIPAC is essentially telling everybody that Gaza is in fact not starving, which is not a fact at all, as we all know. It's the opposite of that. And so on and so forth, man. It's just, you get to a point where you just look at this situation and you say, we've been talking about this for what, 156 days or something, just 70, however, somewhere in between there. And you just know that you got to keep going in regards to spreading the word, but the understanding that this is continuing to keep going is really deflating, of course. So I'm caught in between a space where I'm raising my voice. I know the people who pay attention to me on channel are watching this. I know the people who are looking at my stories every day are being educated by what I'm posting. But it just gets to a point where it's like the mind, just like with most things, wants to take a break. But I keep hearing in my mind people who've said those who are dealing with it don't get to take a break, and they need people like us to keep going. It's not a situation where they get to take a day off and go to Hollywood and then be forced to return to that situation. They got to stay in it. And so a person like myself who knows this is feeling frustrated with myself for wanting to take a break. But yesterday I did somewhat take a break. I put myself in a position to where I didn't post as much on Instagram. I didn't talk about it yesterday on this channel. You know, that kind of thing. Just to breathe a little bit, not to overconsume those who want to breathe a little bit, but it is what it is. It's one of those situations where you don't feel right for doing that. That doesn't feel like the right way to approach the situation. But you want people so bad to be able to take a break within it. Just like you would want those who spoke about your plight to not take a break when they feel like it, when it's time to speak about what you're going through. So for me, it's like, I don't know what to do, man, other than to keep on telling you guys that this is what's happening, and that if you really care about this, you need to make sure that you let your voice be heard, just like I'm struggling to let mine be heard, you know. On Instagram, the day before yesterday's morning, I flooded my stories full of content of substance. Not only about what's going on in Gaza, but what was going on in Haiti right now, what's going on in Congo, anything I could find of substance. I put it on the channel, on the stories on Instagram. And I just felt like I'd flooded it a little too much. You know what I mean? And I put some of my art on there. You know what I mean? But it just gets to a point where you're like, man, am I doing enough or am I doing too much? Am I, you know, that's what it is. Am I not doing enough? Can I do more? Is that right for me? Is that right for those who need me to do so? I don't really know. I don't know. This thing doesn't come with a manual or a handbook or understanding at all. This is abnormal. That's what it is. It's horrible, abnormal stuff going on over there. And unfortunately, it's horrible, abnormal stuff going on over here in a lesser light. You feel me? It's bad stuff happening locally. So you just gotta do your best to raise your awareness as best you can. You know, one thing that I can honestly, in watching what's going on No Jumper, with the whole situation with Brick and the other individual that recorded his conversation. I don't know what his name is. He's from the 40s. But I stumbled upon content on street TV that was made between the individual who did the recording and what's my man's name? Man, my mind is going blank. But he was in an interview with this individual, and I'll think of it now and I'll let you know when it comes to mind. But he was in an interview with this individual and he was talking about local funds that are not going to the community it's supposed to be going to. They're funneling into Asian communities, they're funneling into different communities of the people in the area, but not necessarily going to the people who are applying for it and necessarily need it. And those are the type of things that need to be understood more by me. I know what's going on in Gaza, I know what's going on in Congo, I know what's going on in Haiti, but I don't know what's going on in the 40s. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on in locally. And so for me, I'd like to educate myself about the programs that are available, not only to help myself in my situation, but to help spread more awareness about what may be available for all of us. To either fund if you're in a position of privilege, or receive support if you're in a position where you need it. And I feel like I have a combination of all different types of class of people that follow me. So that's what I want to get more knowledgeable about, and I wish I had more information on. There are programs for you to either donate to for your local community in your various areas that can help fund people, help fund programs, help fund all different types of stuff that I have very little knowledge of. And in listening to him, for which I didn't even come there for that. I was just going there to get up on the latest nonsense, but they ended up talking about some real stuff. And that's what he was referring to, a program in his neighborhood that's supposed to be set up for his people that's going to someone else. And how we need to know how to access those programs for ourselves, etc. And so that was important to me, very important to me. And I was glad that substance was in that interview, which is why I wish I could tell y'all, but it was Street TV, latest interview, and it was the guy who recorded Brick Baby's conversation. And I want to salute everybody who was involved in the interview for allowing that piece of programming to get involved when you know people are going there for the nonsense. And they ended up talking about some real stuff within the interview, for which is what I really need to be hearing, you know, what I really am interested in. So, you know, we got to be careful just the same, because there's a lot of programs that are not funding what it is that we want to pay into. For those of you guys who are investing in different communities and different things, it's just best to do your homework before committing to anything in regards to community investments, not investments, but charitable work and stuff like that. You gotta be very careful, man, because what he was describing in that interview was essentially money going in the wrong direction. I don't know the proper term for that, but in this city, in this state, money is supposed to be going to inner communities of African Americans, going to the Asian community, for which I don't have a problem with Asian folks. Y'all know that. I love Asian people, but let's just make sure the money is supposed to be going where it's supposed to go, gets where it needs to go, rather than getting funneled somewhere else, and the people who need it and the people who are supposed to be giving it to are going without, or aren't able to receive it when they apply for it. So I thought that was very important, man. Man, what was his name, yo? It was tripping me out. I watch the brother stuff all the time. He used to do music with 50 and the G Unit's crew. Later fell out with them. Brother from the blue side of the game. Man, I can't think of his name. It's pissing me off because I know exactly who he is. I can see his face in my head. But nevertheless, man, he did a good interview. I didn't see the end of it, but his interview with that individual from the 40s provided a great deal of questions for me in regards to finding out more information about what they're talking about. and pointing me in a direction that I would hope to be able to point you guys to if I could just know the names of these individuals. But Street TV is where that interview was, and all you gotta do is look up Brick Baby's recorded conversation and see exactly who the brother was, who recorded this conversation and all of that. And you come to find out that this dude is really into some real stuff, man. What he's looking into, the programs he's looking into is of substance, far more important than what it should be. You know, his personal situation with Brick Baby and how that's considered by the rest of us. That stuff ain't half as important as what he really was talking about in that interview. So yeah, man, that's what it is, man. I wanted to give you guys just some roundabout understanding of what that is. But God, if I didn't botch that completely. So yeah, man. Otherwise, everything is on and up for me. Just wanted to give y'all some information, if at all possible, on what it is that's going on out here, man. In regards to the funds not going where they're supposed to go in various different situations that people are really probably pouring a lot of money into. You know, a lot of money into. And this is going to people who may need it, but aren't necessarily who you thought you were investing in or what have you. So that's a real thing, man. It's a real thing. At any rate, so that's pretty much the thought of that particular subject. I'm halfway down the street to where I'm going, Target. Gonna grab what I need to grab over there before heading back to the other side of town. And, you know, I want everybody to understand that substance is what it is for me, man. I want to speak on things that matter, things that help people. And I just don't really necessarily have the brain that is very curious about those things when it's time to look stuff up. You know what I mean? That's just not my level of maturity at this point, but that's where I want to be. You know, to put it like that, that's where I want to be. You know, and so I think we all have to raise our frequency, so to speak, to be more about what it is that we ultimately most respect in others. It's very easy to say, I want to do this, 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 and this, but until you do the groundwork, get on the phones, do whatever you got to do to really become knowledgeable, it's only just you wishing to be better without actually working toward being better. And that's my next level of growth as I enter my 40s. I would love to be able to say I've done this, 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 and this is why I'm qualified to say that, and that, as opposed to this is what I think and this is what I heard. We just got to do more and find a way to find the strength within myself specifically to investigate the areas necessary and to study the areas necessary. And so that's what I got to say to you guys, man. Let's do better, do the work, and whatever it is you want to do in life, whatever it is you're interested in, and value wisdom and substance, man. Value those things. The world don't want to teach you to value those things. They want you to invest in your own entertainment, invest in your own selfishness or what have you. But a lot of that ain't going to bring you nothing but the need to know more, the need to do better. You know what I mean? Just like I told my homegirl, Kay, a lot of the stuff that they want us to chase will age us fast and burn us slowly. And we got to know that. Not all that glitters is gold. Not everything that they tell you is cool is going to impress or age very well. A lot of times it just brings about envy and mistrust and low frequency and a need to pile on more of itself, for which always evaporates. No matter what it is they're telling you to get, it's only limited to a degree before you have to up and reload or re-up on whatever it is. So that's what I'm telling all of y'all, man. Chase substance. Substance lasts. Substance ages well. Wisdom will preserve. And that's what I've learned in my 39 years of life. BDF 44, I thank y'all for watching. I'm out.